Namaste. Our speaker for the day is Sister Sandhya Rani, who will talk about inner meaning of the Theosophical Society's emblem. Sister Sandhya joined Theosophical Society in 1991. She is a member of the City Lodge, Bangalore, Karnataka. She has done MA Kannada, ML Labor. She is working for HUDCO as AGM. She has assisted in translating 20 books from English to Kannada. She conducted few study camps at Bhuwali, Noida, Kerala, Odisha, and few places in Karnataka. She assisted Radhaji for a little time and 3 times served as inquiry officer during International Convention at Adyar. Her aim is to spread theosophy. Let us now all welcome Sister Sandhya Rani. Over to you, Sister Sandhya Rani.
Thanks a lot, Kritika. First of all, my heartfelt thanks to Prayas Theosophical Lodge, Ghaziabad, for giving me this opportunity to share few thoughts with you all, and especially to Sister Suvralina for inviting me. As all of you know, the subject is inner meaning of the Theosophical Society's emblem. Inner meaning of the Theosophical Society's emblem. First, let us understand what emblem means. This is a symbolic object or a picture of an organization. We can call this as logo or seal also. Emblems were generally made up of 3 components: a title or a motto, which our Theosophical Society has, an illustration, a picture, we can see this picture, and an explanatory text in prose or in verse. It will be in verse also. In detail, anyway, today we are going to try to understand in detail. With the help of this emblem, the truths of religion and philosophy can be understood. Now, the emblem of the Theosophical Society consists of 7 elements. From the picture, all of us can really understand the emblem contains 7 elements. It suggests a vast evolutionary process embracing the whole of nature, physical and spiritual, and their study may lead the serious inquirer to contemplate some of the deepest mysteries of existence. It contains symbols drawn from various religions. By keeping this symbol, we can achieve the goal also. All these very ancient traditions around the world to express the order of the universe and the spiritual unity of all life. We all know that we have all come from the one source. So we have to go back to the same source and understand the spiritual unity of all life. This is what the emblem means. Then now let's try to understand since when we are using our emblem, our Theosophical Society. And as we all know, our Theosophical Society started in 1875, 17th November. So when we go back to the history of the Theosophical Society, there was a council meeting held on 8th March 1876. Till then, that emblem was not there. During that time, in that meeting, they resolved to institute a sign of recognition. The seal of the society was, by then, it had already designed after a very mystical one that a friend of our H.P. Blavatsky's had composed for her to use on letterhead or letter paper, and it was engraved by Mr. Tudor Horton. During the time she was using, can you please show this? So this is how she used to use the emblem. Then after that, little later, but that is before 8th March, Mr. W.Q. Judge and our founder president H.S. Alcott, finally they did this. Then during January 1881, motto, there is no religion higher than truth. That motto was inserted into the emblem. And then Om was also inserted during 1885, that is on 1st October 1885, and it got merged into the seal. First it was separate, it was above, then it got merged into the seal during 1917. This is the history of the Theosophical Society's emblem. In its totality, it represents a synthesis of great cosmic principles operating through involutionary and evolutionary cycles, bringing us all in the fullness of time to the realization of our divine nature. This is what emblem are meant for. Then now what is that those 7 elements contains? So what it contains means, from the beginning, it consists of sacred word Om on top, circle inside the swastika. Below it is a snake biting its own tail, inside which is the 6-pointed star and an Ankh within the star. Around it is the motto, that is, there is no religion higher than truth. Let us try to understand one by one in an ascending order. That is from bottom to the top. First comes is motto. There is no religion higher than truth. It's an English translation of a Sanskrit motto. In Sanskrit, it is known as Satya Nasti Paro Dharmaha. One word of which has special meanings that shed light on the whole motto. Which is that word? That is truth. It was taken from the Banaras royal family's motto. With the late Maharaja's permission, H.S. Alcott adopted it. During the time he gives the visit, when he enters Kashi palace, in that entrance only on top, it is engraved in jade on top of white. It looks very beautiful, very nicely engraved. So HSO adopted this motto. What it says is, speak the truth. We can imagine how many people are really speaking the truth as on today. In today's world, how much ever one lies, that person is really successful in this world. To speak the truth, one should have the real courage. That's very, very important. Because truth alone conquers, not the falsehood. No religion or morality is higher or greater than the truth. Nothing is higher than truth, or nothing can be higher than truth. The motto is not specifically about what we think as religion. Instead, it is saying that none of our commitments or social conventions or ideas can measure up to the reality of what truly is. Reality is greater than any of its parts and is beyond all our notions about it. In saying that, the motto at the bottom of the seal directs our attention back to the word Om at the top. The word is a symbol of truly is, of truth. And so the whole seal, just like the serpent, ends where it began, affirming the supreme truth that unites all things. That is known as ekate or aikyate, or even we can say as oneness. To understand it or to realize it means we have to come out of our illusion or maya. Instead of working for the individual growth, we have to work for the whole. That is known as Shreya or Preya. Instead of selecting for our own things, we have to see the Shreyas of the whole world. Truth is the quest of every theosophist, is it not? Whatever his or her faith is, and every great religion reflects in some measure the light of the one eternal and spiritual wisdom. Truth, then, is that only which is immaterial and not enclosed within a corporeal envelope, that which is colorless and formless, exempt from change and alteration, that which is eternal. We cannot change, we cannot exempt, we cannot alter, we cannot color it. There is no form. That is known as truth. We have to understand truth. That's why our motto has been taken as, there is no religion higher than truth. Truth alone is the ultimate thing for us. Then the second symbol above that is the serpent swallowing its own tail. This is also known as Ouroboros. This symbol was called by the ancient Greek Gnostics and alchemists as Ouroboros. One Mr. T.S. Eliot expresses it in a very beautiful and in a very simple way. He says that in my beginning is my end. This is what that snake swallowing its tail. Can all of you see that logo, that picture? Hello?
Yes.
Okay. It is a symbol for eternal cyclic renewal or a cycle of life, death and rebirth. This is for the renewal. The snake is biting its own tail, or a cycle of life, death and again rebirth. The serpent swallowing its own tail is an eternal Ananta Shesha. He is the king of serpents, that is Ananta Shesha, who reigned in Patala, that is Nagaloka. It has neither the beginning nor the end. Its mouth and its tail are united in eternal duration. It is very ancient symbol depicting eternity and the continuity of cyclic time. It contains the universe and its beings. It represents the cycle of nature, the bounded eternity of the world, and the infinite order of life. This is the meaning. The fact that the serpent sheds its skin each year makes it an emblem of the cyclic process of the world and of the renewal of life, that is, of resurrection, regeneration, rebirth. It is the self-born, the cycle of infinite wisdom, life, and immortality. As a circular symbol, it signifies to the Hindus the outbreathing and inbreathing of Brahma, that is, expander, the cosmic creator. When Brahma breathes out, world comes into being. When Brahma breathes in, all is reabsorbed into the divine essence. The descending arc of the serpent's body signifies world descending into matter. The ascending arc, their evolution towards spirit. This spirit spiral circulation is eternal, implying evolution through time. The circle itself represents perfection and the restoration of universal harmony. Also, the boundless form from all manifestation springs unto which all will return. That is nothing but Manvantara and Pralaya. Then above that, inside that is the two triangles, that is interlaced triangles. That white color triangle, it means spirit, and the darker one towards light is known as matter, spirit and matter. It is known as hexagram or six-pointed star. Two interlaced equilateral triangles. The interlaced triangle with one, the darker, pointing down, and the other up symbolizes descending of the spirit into matter and eventual evolution of the spirit back to its divine origin. This is the meaning which we have to understand, and this is an interdependence of the spirit and matter also. This is the core meaning. of this interlaced triangle. The upward pointing triangle, which is light in color, symbolizes spirit or consciousness. The downward pointing triangle, which is dark in color, symbolizes matter or substance. The fact that the true triangles are interlaced is a statement of interdependence of spirit and matter. It is a basic theosophical concept that every particle of matter has consciousness in it, and that every spark of consciousness functions through a material form, and matter and spirit are mutually dependent. Neither can exist without the other. This is what, if we try to understand God in letter number 10, Master's letters, letter number 10, if we try to understand God, means this is what we have to understand. Without the spirit, matter cannot exist. Without the matter, spirit cannot exist. This is what it means. So let's try to understand the spirit and matter in both of them are threefold in their nature. Spirit or consciousness has got three aspects: the reality of being, awareness of others, and joyful activity. In Hinduism, those are called as Sat, Chit, and Ananda, to symbolize the unity of these three aspects. In Platonic philosophy, they are called as good, the beautiful, and the true. In Hinduism, we say that Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram. In Freemasonry, they are called as wisdom, strength, and beauty. In Christianity, they correspond to the three divine persons, Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, and to the three supernatural virtues, faith, hope, and love. Then comes to the matter. Matter likewise has got three aspects again, that is stability, activity, and regularity. In Hinduism, they are spoken as three strands or gunas, out of which matter is woven, that is tamas, rajas, and sattva. They correspond to the three alchemical elements of salt, mercury, and sulfur, and are represented by the three colors, that is black, red, and white, or dark, bright, and light, which are the basic colors found all over the world. The three sides and 3 points of two triangles, totally 12. It comes like this. If we draw, it will have 12 sides. That two interlaced triangle, that outer surface. This number 12, signs of the zodiac, and also 12 months in a year. That is what is actually we have to understand. This combination of the triangle and the surrounding serpent symbolizes the concealed universe through which creation is limited in time and space. The creation itself is limited into time and space. That is why it is concealed, that the snake is biting its own tail. That is what it means. When I was preparing for this lecture, luckily I found one material, that is from the master's letter number 59, where Mahatma KH has written to AP Synod, whether all the members of the Theosophical Society knows the meaning of this interlaced triangle. That is what he questions, and he himself has given some material. Now I'll just explain that to you. The double triangle, viewed by the Jewish Kabbalist as Solomon's seal. In Hindu, it is known as Sri Yantra of the archaic Orient temple. And it says this interlaced triangle has mystery of mysteries. This interlaced triangle is a mystery of mysteries, a geometrical synthesis of the whole occult doctrine. The two interlaced triangles are the Buddhan gums of creation. The person who can explain this sign is an adept. Whatever I've collected, the information only I'm just presenting in front of you. Actually speaking, it's very, very difficult to understand this. The person who can explain this sign is an adept. That double triangle or Shatkiri Chakram of Vishnu, or the six-pointed star, is the perfect seven. This is what Theosophy says. The interlaced triangle, the upper pointing the one is wisdom concealed, and the downward pointing one is wisdom revealed. There it is wisdom concealed. This downward triangle is wisdom revealed. The double triangle symbolize the great passive and the great active, the male and female, Purusha and Prakriti. Each triangle is a trinity because presenting a triple aspect. The white represents in its straight lines Jnanam, that is the knowledge, Jnatha, that is the knower, and the Jneyam, that which is known. Jnana, Jnatha, Jneya. This is the triangle. The black is form, color, and substance. All also the creative, preservative, and destructive forces, and are mutually correlating. That is what that interlaced triangle means. Then inside the interlaced triangle, there is Ankh, this T-shaped, that is known as toe, and a circle, and both of them are joining. In the center is the Ankh or crux, Ansata. That is what is known as. This is the ancient Egypt symbol of life. That is breath of life. What is that we have? Prana. Once, if it goes, then this is just a physical matter. It's of no use. There is no spirit. Only dead matter will remain. So this is the symbol which indicates life, or breath of life, or resurrection. This cross symbolizes consciousness and force matter. The consciousness which in humanity rules the lower energies, hence the circle at the top. The 6 points of the triangles and the Ankh at the center represent the 7 principles of the universe. This is the meaning of that Ankh inside and interlaced triangle around it. Corresponding to Christ among the apostles, Hercules in his labor. Like all square forms, it also represents matter. The circle represents spirit. The downward is matter, upward is spirit. The T square and circle combined are thus another representation of spirit and matter interacting and producing life by their interaction. Interacting and producing life by their interaction. This is the meaning. It is composed of tau or T-shaped cross surmounted by a small circle, and is often seen in Egypt sanctuary and in wall and tomb paintings where it is depicted as being held in the hand, like you can hold it, that Ankh on top, no, you can hold it also. The tau symbolizes matter or the world of form. The small circle above it represents spirit or life. The figure of the interlaced triangle enclosing the Ankh represents human trumpet and the divine trumpet in the human, expressed as the trump of life over death, of spirit over matter, of good over evil. As the cross of life, the Ankh then becomes a symbol of resurrection and immortality. That horizontal line, no, this is known as female. Then the vertical line is male. The descent of spirit from inner realms into the worlds of substance, it can denote a universe in embryo. The circle represents the cosmic or spiritual germ or egg hovering over the cross of matter which has issued from it, or limitless increased space. Astronomically, it's a sign of Venus, our Earth's sister's planet and guardian of humanity. The infinite, the initiate, who hold the key of the mysteries when he unite with his own spiritual intelligence. The initiate will hold the key of the mysteries when he unite with his spiritual intelligence, nothing but his higher self. Only the initiate can understand and he can hold the key of that mystery. Till then, this is just a matter for us. Then above that is the whirling cross or the swastika. In swastika, we know two types of swastika is there. From it will rotate from east to west or from west to east also. This is the other side from west to east. Here it denotes the divine activity. Swastika is the very ancient symbol. If we really go to very ancient temples, we can see all these marks. In Sanskrit, it means well-being or auspicious. It's a sign of fortune and fertility. It's a symbol of prosperity also. Here, it is a whirling cross, which means rapid movement round and round, especially with force or speed. The swastika itself is symbolized by number 6, which signifies the 4 points, that is north, south, east, west, and the poles or zenith and nadir, which coincide with the mystic center and represents the origin of the universe. It represents the origin of the universe. There is a profound relationship between swastika and fire. One of the names for swastika is Arani, we say. In esoteric philosophy, the swastika is the originator of fire or by friction. In secret doctrine, we can learn, and it teaches that the swastika is a summary in a few lines of the whole work of creation of evolution from cosmotheogony to anthropogony. This is what it means. The summary in few lines. In few lines only we can understand, right from cosmos to anthropogenesis, everything it contains, man to universe. It is the worker's hammer which strikes its sparks from flint. Flint symbolizing the space, while the spark symbolizes worlds. The central point of the swastika, when you write no like this, the center, that point, it also represents the navel of the Lord Vishnu, from which Lord Brahma originated. We can see in few temples, even in Trivandrum, from its navel it comes, that lotus, then that Brahma is sitting on that. That is the symbol which indicates. This also indicates the expanding nature of the universe. It also represents the constantly changing world which evolves around an unchanging center, which is God. Brahma is the creator who sits in the center. Contained within the swastika is the key to the 7 great mysteries of cosmos and the cycles of science, divine and human. He who comprehends it will be delivered from Mahamaya. All of us have got Maya. We are totally in Maya, we can say. One initiated in the mysteries of swastika can trace on it with mathematical precision the evolution of cosmos and the whole period of Sandhya, the first procreation of man and species. So one has to really understand, to understand one has to be initiated. Man, the swastika, in essence combines 6 cosmic aspects and seeks to discover the 7th at the center. The center contains everything. If he succeeds, he not only rests at the still central point, but upon the great cosmic serpent as well. He becomes a perfected adept, one who understands the 10,000 truths of Buddhist initiate. It is the seal placed on the hearts of living initiate. I had seen one photo where on the heart of Buddha, that swastika has been engraved. The swastika represents the tremendous energy, action, and force. Swastika is associated with the third person of Trinity, who is at once the creator and the destroyer. Shiva in Hinduism and the Holy Ghost in Christianity. Thor's hammer, and in India, Vishnu's discus and the Jaina cross. Jaina symbol is also swastika. In Buddhism, it expresses the wheel of law, wheel of dharma, symbol of evolution and perpetual motion. Swastika denotes the ever-churning mill of gods, ever-churning mill of gods, in whose center is the soul, while the bent arms suggest the ceaseless turning of the wheel of life throughout the universal existence. This is the wheel of life. It always moves. As I said in the beginning, the right-handed is called swastika, while the left-handed is sometimes called as swastika. Right facing indicates involution and left facing swastika indicates creation or evolution. Here, this is evolution. This swastika moves from west to east. What Theosophy has adopted is the evolution from west to east. That indicates evolution. Then on top of that, that is swastika is covered with a circle. That circle. The circle itself is an ancient universal symbol of eternity with extensive meaning, and it represents the absolute, the unmanifested universe containing the potentials of all form. It also represents the notion of totality, wholeness, original perfection, the self, the infinite, eternity, timelessness, all cyclic movements, God. God is a circle whose center is everywhere and whose circumference is nowhere. Center is everywhere and circumference is nowhere. As representative of the infinite sphere, the world egg of archaic cosmology, the symbol is found in most world religions and philosophies also. The circle that encloses the swastika is what is called the ring pass knot, that is the boundary around our universe and within which the creative forces constantly swirl and evolve life. This is the meaning which it contains. Then finally, the secret word, that is Om at the top. The emblem of the Sanskrit word Om is there. It is a very sacred word in India, being used in Hindus, Buddhists, indeed all over the globe, and in many religions. This Om is used and they'll say Amen, etc., etc. But everything in meaning is the same. Om, this imperishable word, is the universe where I'm trying to describe the indescribable. It's very difficult to describe. That's why I've used this word. I'm trying to describe the indescribable. Why? Because it is explained as the past, present, future. Everything is the word Om. All is Om. Hari Om. Even Bharat Samaj Puja, Hari Om. Everywhere we use this word Om. The whole universe is the symbol Om. Everything that was, is, and will be is the truth Om. Atmavat Sarva Bhutanam means this is the main source from all things have come. By understanding this or by chanting this Om, one can have direct contact with him, that is God. Patanjali calls Om as Pranava and Pranava as Vachaka of the Ishvara. Tasya Vachaka Pranavaha. That is what he says. Even we can see in Himalaya, there is one mountain, one Parvat, that is known as Om Parvat. In the snow, we can see Sanskrit Om very clear. Especially during May, June, it's very clearly visible during, when I went to Himalaya, it was in the month of September. So it was visible, but not so thick. Very nicely. It is there. That is known as Om Parvat. A indicates, this Om contains 3 letters, A, U and M. A is Brahma, that is the creator. U is Vishnu or preserver, and M is Shiva, transformer. Om is known as Nada Brahma also. In evolution, our sense organs also evolved. First what evolved is hearing. First thing, any human being, when the child is born also, first it will hit sense organ develop is hearing capacity. So it is known as Nada Brahma also. This is the word given to us in the 5th root race. 4th root race we know. This is the 5th root race. This is Om. For 4th, Om Mani Padme, whom was given. Even in Tibet, we can see that letter engraved in their temples. In Mandukya Upanishads, all the 12 shlokas, it's meant exclusively to explain this Om. Om is at the top of the seal because it symbolizes the absolute, expressing itself as the 3-in-1 divine intelligence or logos from which the universe emanates and to which at the end of the time it returns. Any mantra will start with Om, and this Om is known as Bija Mantra also. In the next slide, the darker one, Sanskrit Om has been written. No, it's very clearly, nicely explained. I saw one video clipping on this Om. So it explains, in the beginning curve is known as deep sleep. The curve continues, that is known as wakefulness. Then that Wu, that is the dreaming state. That is Jagrat, Swapna and Shushupti. Then Om. When we chant Om, we will not chant as A, U, Ma. We chant Om. Then that silence comes. In Sanskrit, while writing Om, no, we write like this. Then that one Ardha Chandrakara, then one Bindu. That is the center. What that Ardha Chandrakara, that off curve, means is illusion or Maya. From Jagrat, Swapna and Shushupti, one has to go to Turiya. Turiya is not experienceable. It's very, very tough, especially to a human being like us. Because Turiya means one should not have that illusion or Maya. Only the initiate can understand the Turiya state. Then finally, the emblem as a whole symbolizes the absolute God, both transcendent and immanent. God transcendent means that is in and beyond creation. The sacred word Om overshadows the circle of manifestation, that is the serpent, energized by divine activity, that is Swastika. And within this field of manifestation, the interlaced triangle of spirit and matter enshrine the symbol of immortality, the Ankh, God immanent, that is indwelling in all created forms.
Thank you, Sister Sandhya, for your simple and meaningful explanation on the emblem. The emblem of the Theosophical Society is composed of a number of symbols, all of which have been used to express profound spiritual and philosophical concepts about humanity and the universe. Thank you all attendees of the session. We will organize more such sessions and implement you. Thank you.